People, we don't sugarcoat stuff. We don't whitewash challenges. But we know we can solve our challenges because of you. This election, the stakes are very clear and the stakes are very high. It's a choice between a leader who's been working her entire life on behalf of families and children, or somebody who spent his entire life watching out for himself. And often watching out for himself no matter who gets hurt. There's a story that the campaign has told of a guy named Andrew Tesoro, who's an architect. You might have seen it. There's a video and an ad. And the reason we mention him, he lives in New York, but he's been teaching over at Carnegie Mellon, so that's why I wanted to mention him. Donald Trump hired him as an architect to design a clubhouse for one of his golf courses. That was a huge honor to him. He believed Donald Trump. He believed he could do good work for him, and he did. He honored his part of the bargain. He designed and they built this clubhouse in this very nice place. But as he so often does, Donald decided, hey, I can stiff this guy. And he even told him, you know what, because you're a nice guy, I'll pay you half. You know, if he didn't like him, he was going to pay him less than that. And Andrew couldn't hire the phalanx of lawyers to go after a big machine like the Trump machine. And so I guess he figured, well, I guess probably can't go after him, so maybe I'll have to settle for half. But after he did that, Trump had second thoughts about paying him half. He bullied this guy, this small business owner, this entrepreneur. He threatened him. He said he'd tie him up in court forever. And so the guy basically had to settle for virtually zip when he had already done all the work. He had already paid for all of his, all of his folks and all the entire project and built the clubhouse that Trump gets to take advantage of and enjoy. This was a small business that took a punch because they believed Donald Trump. So when it comes to Trump, there are just too many stories like that. I talked about it at the convention the other night. So many people, when they believed in him, they found out they got stiffed. And now he's still saying, hey, folks, believe me. We've got a candidate who respects you enough to lay out a plan. Here's what I'll do and here's how I'll do it. And I thought one of the best lines that Hillary said the other night was, I've got details, but remember, if it's about your own kid or it's about your own business, it's not a detail, it's a big deal. And you ought to have to tell people what you're going to do. But Trump just says, look, believe me, trust me, and we'd be fools to do it. I can't help but thinking what would have happened if my dad's business had been trying to do work with 7 or 8 employees for a guy like Trump who just felt like he could use them and then just kick them aside. I wouldn't have had the opportunities I have today had my dad dealt with people like that when he was running